Every year, ships and planes that travel between the area known as the Bermuda Triangle go missing, a strange phenomenon dating as far back as the early 1800s. Though many skeptics regard the area as not necessarily any more dangerous than any other region of open water, it's not the matter of dangers that is concerning, but rather the circumstances of what has occurred in the region. One interesting story is that of a ghost ship that mysteriously vanished during a hurricane, and this was near the Bermuda Triangle. However, back in 2018, the Irish Coast Guard reported that it had washed up on the shores of Ireland. A Coast Guard helicopter was flying in the region when the pilots noticed a large ship on the rocks. It went in for a closer look, ensuring that nobody was on board. The Coast Guard said the following: "The Alta was found near Ballycotton in County Cork. It had travelled over 6,000 miles and would have been at sea for over a year." A spokesperson for the Irish Coast Guard said it was very uncommon to see such a large boat travel so far. John Tatton, who's a manager for Ireland's Royal National Lifeboat Institution, said the following about the unexpected discovery: "This is one in a million. It's come all the way from the African coast, west of the Spanish coast, west of the English coast and up the Irish coast. I have never ever seen anything abandoned like it." According to officials in the United States, the boat was abandoned by its crew in October of 2018, and this was after they got into trouble after entering the waters off the Bermuda Triangle. All of the members were stranded on board, but luckily the US Coast Guard got involved and helped them. After a couple of weeks at sea eating rations, they were eventually rescued. Various different stories have been told about the Bermuda Triangle, and although researchers have denied that anything strange lives in or around Bermuda, others have said the waters are cursed and are a hotspot for things like unidentified flying objects and unidentified submerged objects. When Christopher Columbus first set sail to the New World travelling through the region of the Bermuda Triangle, he remarked that a great flame of fire fell from the sky and went into the ocean. 2 weeks later, he reported that the strange light reappeared from the ocean and shot back up into the sky. Many of his journal entries as he was in the region reported a high number of anomalous disturbances, such as erratic compass readings and lights that seemed to follow them. This is only one of the many incredible reports that describe similar circumstances, such as planes getting false readouts from their instruments on board, sailing equipment going erratic, and strange sightings of ball lights entering the ocean and leaving the ocean. This has led many theorists to believe that perhaps the area is plagued by strange supernatural or extraterrestrial forces. Today, the region still has a record number of strange disappearances, many of which never to be explained and leaving investigators completely baffled. Although this might not necessarily be an instance of a sea monster, encounters with this strange paranormal and supernatural occurrence has left many wondering if darker forces are responsible for the terrible fate of those of whom have gone missing in the area of the Bermuda Triangle. Many have reported seeing a strange apparition on the seas, and have said that it's the ghostly appearance of the USS Cyclops, one of the largest US Navy ships to have vanished within the Bermuda Triangle. Although encounters with this ghost ship in the past have been experienced all around the world, with strange transparent ships housing a ghostly crew, the sightings of the USS Cyclops has left many wondering as to how and why these strange events are occurring in the first place. Roughly 100 years ago, in March of 1918, the USS Cyclops with a crew of more than 300 people and thousands of tons of supplies went missing without a trace. Not a single call, SOS, recovered debris of any evidence of the fate of the ship was ever found, leaving many to believe that a far more supernatural occurrence had taken place and was responsible for this strange disappearance. Today there have been a number of sightings of the old US Navy ship that have been made by a variety of sailors in the region, who claim that the ship now sails as a ghost ship on the seas completely unaware of its fate more than 100 years ago. It's reported that even today ships and planes still go missing within the Bermuda Triangle. Interestingly, it's not just the Bermuda Triangle where strange things happen. There's said to be various other triangles found throughout our planet, where, same as Bermuda, strange things happen. One of these is that of Bennington Triangle, a location that's sometimes referred to as the Triangle of Doom, and has long been known for its mysterious activity. Another mysterious location sharing similar traits is that of Bridgewater Triangle. Hikers have reported seeing mysterious black helicopters that patrol the region, large humanoids that share many similarities with Bigfoot, and unidentified flying objects that hover motionless. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration have said there's nothing strange going on in the waters in and around the Bermuda Triangle, with the organisation saying the following on their website. The US Navy and the US Coast Guard has said there are no supernatural explanations for disasters at sea. Their experience suggests that the combined forces of nature and human failure outdo even the most incredible science fiction. They add that no official map exists that outlines the boundaries of the Bermuda Triangle. The US Board of National Geographic Names does not recognize the Bermuda Triangle, and does not maintain an official file on the area. And Oxford researchers issued a warning about artificial intelligence, saying that it could pose a big problem for humanity. In a recent report, they said that the actions of AI could end humanity within the next few decades, and said that tests showed that it doesn't end well for us if we don't step in and start changing things. They've said that bioweapons and rogue Skynet-style computers pose the biggest threat. The team from Oxford University's Future of Humanity Institute has asked the government to do something about this, and details that if nothing is done and we continue down this path, it could lead to our extinction. They've said that although governments and officials' attention is on everything that's happening right now, we need to start thinking about the future of artificial intelligence, and how it's very likely that within the near future it could take over. Researchers of the study said the following: while the scale of national tragedy is alive in our minds, the governments must seize this opportunity. Westminster must ensure that we're better prepared for the next event that will likely devastate our lives and economies on a global scale. The risks they're talking about include things that could lead to the premature extinction of humanity. Some that featured in the study were that of nuclear attacks and lab leaks, something that at the moment is being featured a lot in the mainstream media. Others that featured down the list included that of cyber attacks on UK infrastructure and solar storms. Researchers have said that although many people don't think about it, our sun could easily wipe life off our planet, with solar scientists saying that within the next few billion years our planet will be eaten by our sun. The paper said there's a 1 in 6 chance that one of these will devastate life on planet Earth. Author Dr. Toby Ord said that rogue artificial intelligence was one of the main threats, saying that artificial intelligence needs to be taken more seriously by officials, and also researchers and scientists. He went on to say the following: there's a dramatic progress in artificial intelligence at the moment, and it's increasing as we speak. Many scientists within artificial intelligence believes that within the next few decades, we'll reach a point where AI ability surpasses human level. But there are problems that we have to be concerned about before that point, and different kinds of problems after. It would be very dangerous to include artificial intelligence systems inside our nuclear commands, and also control and communication systems. We need to take it seriously, and understand that there is a possibility that things could go wrong. Nick Bostrom is someone who's been quite vocal about artificial intelligence, and how it could affect humans as well as the overall planet. He said the following: you could have a superintelligence whose only goal is to make as many paperclips as possible, and you get this bubble of paperclips spreading through the universe. I think that would be a low-value future. with others saying that this superintelligence could break free, and that's where the problems start. One of the issues that's been detailed by researchers is that even artificial intelligence that uses machine learning or deep learning algorithms, no matter how in-depth these are, they won't be able to acquire human traits like empathy or sensitivity, meaning that although their decision may be good in the short term, they may end up doing something that could cause a lot of harm. Stephen Hawking often talked about artificial intelligence and how it could affect us. The potential threat of technology is one that Hawking did not ignore. The fantasy that humans may be able to create such a powerful device, or rather entities, is no longer fiction, but rather a not too distant reality, drawing closer and closer each day. In a 2017 interview with The Times, Hawking made comments that a world government of some description would ensure that there were regulations. He expressed a belief that the innate aggressions that humans biologically have poses a threat of conflict with technology, and that a world government would be theoretically successful in monitoring that, and so preventing threats of nuclear or biological war. On the other hand, Hawking had considered the possible political implications of a world government in acknowledging the opportunity for corruption and tyranny within this potential system, and the possibility that it may create more issues than it solves. The threats and dangers posed to us come in the form of our own instinctive human aggression, which Hawking credits to Darwin's theory of evolution. Our logic and reason can be overshadowed by aggression, initially purposeful in survival, but creates a sense of impulsivity that must be regulated. Developments in technology also facilitate the advancements of artificial intelligence that may become too independent from us all. AI that may develop enough power to kill or harm us of course presents physical danger, though Hawking suggests that the problem is not if they become evil or malicious, but instead if they become too successful. If an AI has goals, it will to the best of its ability achieve them, and so the issues arise when the goals of artificial intelligence and ours fail to coordinate, or as said by Stephen Hawking himself, a superintelligent AI will be extremely good at accomplishing its goals, and if those goals are not aligned with ours, we're in trouble. This cautious attitude regarding artificial intelligence isn't one that Dr. Hawking is alone in holding. Other notable figures within the field, such as Elon Musk, share similar reservations when it comes to the ability of us versus artificial intelligence, as they view it as a potential risk. The risk of technology outperforming us is increasingly present, and not one we can ignore, and perhaps in a more ideal world the proposition of a world government would see the obvious choice, but with the cruel and corrupt potential it brings, we have to ask, do we think one individual can cope with so much influence? Although various different researchers and scientists have said we shouldn't be worried about artificial intelligence, or even superintelligence, other researchers have said that there's been subtle signs, and that they shouldn't be ignored. Although some researchers have said it's already too late, and that we must now accept our fate. So what do you make of artificial intelligence? Do you think we've left it too late? Or do you think we need to step in and start using artificial intelligence less? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.